Assalamu alaikum. Very good evening. This is Tanzila Jaman. Welcome to show Coping with COVID as we do every Wednesday 9 p.m. for you, for all of you, to share experience from the all professionals, also any positivity, also some tips, guidance, handful to you. So today is the same Wednesday, 9 p.m. We would like to welcome amazing sister ZAHRA Williams. She is doing very challenging job. I feel her role is very, I think very rewarding. Also, it's very challenging. Also, really interesting. And the same way, I think it's something unusual. Normally, some people they do this job, and I think this amazing job. So let's welcome to her, ZAHRA Williams, the beautiful sister from BME. Hello, my sister. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm so glad you give me time. I'm so humble. We are so grateful that you make the time for us, sharing your experience through this COVID pandemic. I'm so great. I'm so grateful. Thank you. And thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So we would like to see you another time too for different purpose. So we are going to focus today on about COVID, coping with COVID. Everybody is going, so much, but still, I think it's nice to share each other feelings, experience, also any positivity, also like handsome tips, handful tips that we can inspire each other. Life is going on, so there is nothing to scare. We need to be brave enough to go through this, as daily life is not stopping. Okay, my first question to you, my dear.
Yeah.
Actually, at the moment, everybody is like same situation, but still, we would look to know, particularly in your job role, how you are going through in this pandemic, your life, your experience, please.
Well, as you know, I am the BHC prison health lead. And the reason of that is that through the whole of COVID, from the start of the pandemic in March to now, I've been currently working for the NHS, but offering a service for the NHS within prisons, which has sort of given me a different view of what it's like because I haven't been at home working from home every day, but I have been working from home. So I've been doing a bit of both, really, working from home and going in. So it's been a little bit different for me. Positivity, the roads are much clearer when going into work, because there wasn't that many people on the roads, and certain places are actually closed down, so it's not as busy. But I find it was quite different for people that are constantly working at home for than people that are going in. Sometimes you wish you were working from home all the time because of the severeness of the pandemic, but then other times, because I wasn't used to working from home, working at home got quite a bit tedious. So it was actually quite uplifting to be able to go into work, into a different environment, just for a part of the week.
Thank you, sister. Thank you very much. I think our network is little bit interrupting. It's kind of cut sometimes. Like, never mind. We'll go through. We'll be fine. So my question is, with COVID, that there is anything positivity you feel like, Tanzila, it is stressful. It is like uncomfortable. But something happened inside, our life in this time.
Well, I can't speak for everyone else, but the positivity for me was, before this, I was going into prisons 4 days a week. And since the pandemic, I've been doing half and half, where I've been working from home and I've been going in. So it's actually been a little bit of alone time and time to think and time to get things done that I hadn't normally had the time to get done, because being in prison morning and evening, I was leaving in darkness in the winter and coming home in darkness. So it was actually quite nice to have a bit. It's quite nice to have a bit of the benefit of both working from home and going in. So that was the positive thing for me. It let me finish a lot of things that I needed to finish. And the other positive thing is, I think everyone in the prison itself became more aware of how they work together. So I'm not saying that we didn't really work well together, but during the pandemic, everyone just actually rallied round together, and it's been quite a nice atmosphere. You know, they anyone that came in through COVID and have been working, they let little thank you chocolates on people's desks and cards, and show their appreciation. They cooked breakfast for everyone in the morning that had to go in on the early shift. So it kind of brought a lot of people together because they've had to go in. So that was a positive. I think that's a positive part of COVID.
Thank you so much. I am really curious about your job role. You said you are a prison health officer. So, what does it mean? Like you look after the prisoners?
My actual role, my role for BHC is prison health lead, but my actual role is I am a therapeutic music and radio facilitator, and I run a service for what's called the OPD service, which is run by a strand from the NHS. And OPD is offender personality disorder. They might not necessarily have that disorder, they might just have traits of that, but we work with the guys that have that within the prison.
Would you give us a little bit description how your work role is going, how affect other people? I mean, how you help? As I'm very curious, it's that the word therapeutic. It makes us like, how you do that?
It's not just me. So I'm part of a bigger service, and that service, the OPD service, they have key workers, occupational therapists, psychiatrists. They do a lot of DBT, trauma work, a lot of key work, and part of that service is to have a motivational aspect and an intervention aspect, and I'm one of those things that's motivation and intervention.
Okay, our network is some cut. I think you're like stuck, so we didn't hear actually.
Oh, okay. So so I just saying what I do is I'm part of an OPD service. So I offer the motivational to join the service, and I'm part of the intervention. But I work alongside occupational therapists, key workers, psychiatrists, officers as well. And some of the offices actually offer some of the key works and sessions. And so I deliver a one-to-one service for that, and then I do a group sessions as well, and I've been doing that for about the last 5 years.
Oh, great. I'm really interested in feeling very good. Maybe another time we can discuss this very elaborately, because your job role is really interesting, that usually we don't have that kind of experience, so it will be nice to hear. So focus on today's. And also you have another skill. You are an author. You just published the book on the Amazon. I heard about that. Also, I love to hear about maybe another session. But can you give a gist of your book? What is the book about?
Yeah, the book was just a interpretation of my thoughts on sort of mental health, but also how prisoners would feel in certain situations. And then I created poetry out of it, and just published a book. So it's called Poetry Behind the Mask. So it's just like everyone has a mask, and there's all different things happening underneath that mask that you might not know. So that's what.
ZAHRA, just quickly, can you share with us any kind of your memory, or any interesting, or any pathetic, or any kind of experience that you have this prison health role in this 5 years?
So especially at the beginning of COVID in March, my role became quite. It was weird because part of the service came very important, because it was the only thing that they could get into prisoners into their cells, because we weren't allowed to see any of the guys that we work with. We could only talk to them over the phone. So one of the initiatives that came up was that I made therapeutic music CDs that went out to all the guys in the prison, and it came apparent to the prison that they actually asked me to do it for the whole prison. So that was quite interesting. And music seemed to get them through on some, and we also did loads of interviews with staff members, so they could explain how they would feel if they were, where the boys were, or where the prisoners were during lockdown. How would they feel about being in that experience? And we interviewed staff members who gave their points of view. So it became quite a pinnacle and things that they needed during, and it was, like I said, it was part of the service, but we had to put quite a things together. And also the service runs like a crisis line, so anyone that was finding it hard being behind their cell for the long periods of time could phone into the service, and someone would go and talk to them and try and see how they could be helped. So that was since we've had COVID, that's what we've been doing, really.
Thank you. I think it's wonderful what you did, and your role actually, I agree with you. In this pandemic, your role, of course, I think my role too. Like I am a coach and mentor. We're all consultant. The thing is, our role in this pandemic make us like a volume, levers, because of normally we visit people, normally we go different places, but this pandemic we are in, and everybody needs help. So we do Zoom meeting, team, Skype, or phone, of course. So I think our service became a phenomenon. People need us to calm their mind, thoughts. So really, and thank you so much having this amazing job. I love to hear from you more little bit, because it's very interesting. Maybe other time with your book experience and things we would like to. So now in third question, and this is the last question, what will be your tips in this situation? What will be your tips that you would like to share?
Well, obviously I work within mental health, so I would say it's really important to keep your mind active, whether it's just going for a walk, whether it's having conversations with people, just ringing people that you haven't rang in a long time, and just keep your mind active, doing exercise, taking time out. If you are working through COVID, take a break, and do something completely different as much as you can. And that's all I could say, really. My one tip would be just keep your mind active as much as possible. And make sure you talk to people as well, so you're not by yourself constantly as well.
Okay, Zahra, if I ask you that if somebody wants to, because you're doing this one-to-one session too, so if somebody wants to book you or want your service, how they can communicate with you, and how do you think how
my business is ZW Media. I've got a Facebook, Twitter. If you just go to the info page on my website, which is www.zw-media.org.uk. If you type in ZW Media, it will come up on Google. And if you go on Facebook, you'll also find it. Or if you go on the Skills Excellence, you can also check out the bios and on there as well. So you can get me. Yeah, so anyone can contact me, and I do work outside of the NHS as well. So,
well, that's great. That's good. I like private practitioner.
Yeah,
private you are doing also. Okay, yeah. Maybe Tricia, if you Tricia is commenting you, music usually appeals so many people. Nice to hear it had positive effect on the prisoners. Thank you so much, Tricia, for your lovely comments. Also, she said congratulations to you. Thank you so much. And also she said, yes, an interesting job role. Thank you so much, Tricia. I really appreciate your comments and your time. Thank you, and thank you. Congratulations on your new book. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, at the end of the show, I would like to ask you, as you and me, we all are part of BAME Health Collaborative. Yeah. So you are, it's nice to be together. So how do you feel this initiative from Sister Michelini is having an impact in this situation? How do you?
I joined BHC because I think it's really important, especially BAME Collaborative. I think it's very important because there is a lot of BAME staff out there on the front line. There is a lot of BAF staff just within the prison system, within any system that are all dealing with COVID. And as you know, it is quite detrimental to us as well during COVID, or for us to be treated well to be able to deal with COVID. So I thought it's a really good initiative, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been very kind of you that you give us time from your busy schedule. I really humble and grateful. I would like to invite you again very soon. Whenever you say, Tanzila, I'm okay for half an hour. We would like to invite you to listen to, have some experience from you about the prison life, how you serve, how you help them, especially mental health. I can feel that. So is it okay, sister?
Yeah, that's fine. That's great.
So thank you so much. Have a wonderful good evening, rest of the night. And thank you again.
Thank you again. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. It has been pleasure to having amazing sister ZAHRA Williams. I hope she will come again very soon and share her experience about working in health collaborative, working with prisoner. And I believe her service can give us some, experience how she does. And also, she is an author, just published her book. So we would like to hear about more details very soon. That's it for today. So have a good evening, good night, and good morning wherever you are watching. Thank you and thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.